OG Lee in the house once again. Thank goodness. Now, it was just yesterday that I was talking to you all about how people can give you false information intentionally, wanting to steer you in a direction that benefits them. Now look at this.
Hello, my name is Dr. Milton Mills. I'm here on behalf of Gilead Medical Group. I have no relationship whatsoever to the pharmaceutical company. I work as an internal medicine and critical care physician in the D.C. metro area, and so I practice both outpatient and hospital-based medicine.
He's got credentials.
I actually came here this morning to call out the racism that is inherent in the U.S. dietary guidelines, but then as I got to look at this committee, I suddenly understood why it's such an intractable problem.
Oh, shit.
This committee bears no relationship to the general makeup of the American populace, and whoever put it together is clearly still practicing the optics of tokenism. Now,
don't get no plainer than that.
That is not a attack on any of you as individuals, because I'm sure you're all very accomplished and very sincere, but it is outrageous to have a committee that does not reflect the American population. And as non-minority members of this committee, I should think you would be embarrassed looking around this table.
Did he just bust their ass out, or what?
But anyway, I want to talk about the health profiles of communities of color, which, as we know, are generally much worse than the general population. And why is that? It has to do with the guidelines coming out of this committee. I was co-author on a paper published in 1999 called Racial Bias in U.S. Dietary Guidelines, 2 parts. I would encourage you to look it up and read it.
He's got credentials.
But I have actually seen illness caused by your guidelines. As people have already mentioned, the vast majority of people of color in this country are intolerant of the lactose that's in milk. Yet, because they think they have to eat this stuff, they go out, eat it, get sick, and think that they have some sort of intestinal problem. But in fact, when I encourage them to stop eating dairy, their problems cleared up. And so it's really outrageous to encourage people to eat foods we know will make them sick.
He just said it's outrageous to encourage people to eat foods that make them sick. Message.
Particularly when the #1 reason advanced for dairy foods is its calcium content, but African American women are genetically protected against getting osteoporosis, so we're making them sick for no good reason.
Message.
People who trash carbs left, right, and center here and never mention glycemic index. Whole food carbs that have their fiber are excellent. The ones that have their fiber removed, those are the problems. It's not carbs, it's the processed carbs.
He's got credentials.
And lastly, there is no scientific or nutritional reason for people to be consuming dairy products. We have no more reason to suck on the teats of a cow than we have to suck on the breast of a postpartum weasel.
He's got credentials.
And we've already talked about the hormone content that creates excess disease, such as prostate cancer, breast cancer. I tell people, as far as the nutrients contained in dairy foods, eating dairy products for the nutrients is equivalent to inhaling cigarette smoke for its oxygen content. It's not a good idea.
Message.
So I want to encourage you, get the racism out, get the dairy out. Please do your job. Thank you.
Now that you've heard this from a medical and a scientific standpoint, ask yourself, why is your government pushing this on you? How can you pledge allegiance to a country wherein the government is doing things that you have to watch your back against? This makes no sense. As you hear, the brother is saying from a scientific standpoint, black women don't have to worry about osteoporosis. Why is the government pushing this to black people when they know that we're lactose intolerant? I just brought that up to show you another example of how people, now you remember, ever since you've been a baby, you've been hearing that milk is going to give you strong bones. Now, here comes a disclaimer that says that information is all false. But haven't you been brainwashed? And so this is your government. Remember, they will spend millions to brainwash you if they're going to make billions. Message, the milk industry is important to America, farmers and what have you, right? We don't need milk. Has our government misled us or not? So of course we have to be wary about business practices in general, but we also have to be wary of our government. And that's scary. But that's the way it is in this day and time. It's profits over people. This is OG Lee, and I'll see you again soon.